My name is Elena Lubimtseva, and I'm a professor of geography and sustainable planning at Grand Valley State University and a co-founder of the Climate Change Education Solutions Network. I started conducting research on climate change over 30 years ago when I was a graduate student in 1990, the year when the very first report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change came out to alert the public that man-made carbon emissions were making a significant contribution into the greenhouse effect in the atmosphere, causing global warming. At the time, the CO2 concentration in the atmosphere was about 360 particles per million. I started teaching courses on climate change when I joined Grand Valley as a faculty in the year 2000. And at the time, the CO2 concentration in the atmosphere was about 375 particles per million. Today, it is 420 particles per million. And since that time, climate became warmer, more volatile, more humid in some places, dry in some other places, even compared to the time when I was a graduate student, starting doing research on climate change. I have two children who are 25 and 19, about the same age as most of my students. And by the time that they are the same age as I am now, the CO2 concentration in the atmosphere is projected to be around 500 particles per million, probably higher. So for me, this is a very personal issue, as I wonder how climate change is affecting already lives of the generation of my children and my students here in Michigan and around the world. The recent study by Pew Research Center has found that over 70% of people in advanced global economies, including the United States, are very worried and very concerned about climate change. And over 80% of people are also saying that they're willing to make necessary changes in their lifestyle in order to help cutting emissions of carbon. Over 77% of American people are saying that our schools must teach children about climate change. So the role of environmental educator today is not just to teach students about causes, trends, and scenarios of climate change, but really to help them to engage in climate action, to be a part of climate movement. Not only to understand the problem of climate change, but to know how to be a part of its solution. In order to solve this problem of the global climate crisis, we must implement many already available solutions and technologies, such as renewable energy, energy conservation, carbon sequestration, regenerative agriculture, urban green infrastructure, and many others. The solutions come in many different forms, starting with the need to cut our man-made carbon emissions, but also climate change adaptation, community preparedness, and of course, climate change education.